told you, Cutter.
People seen it, but they just don't know. People seen it, but they just don't know.
Huh?
People,
Let's go.
people seen it, but they just don't know. People seen it, but they.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Icon. And we back once again on 910 Sports. As you can see, TV and podcast. So why do you see TV and podcast on there? Simply because at this point in time, we've upgraded what we're doing. This episode right here is just basically our comeback. We actually gonna be on some TV. We're gonna be on some Roku. We're gonna be on Fire Stick. We're gonna be on DuPont Media, which has 70 million viewers, or 70 million, I think, viewers worldwide. 4 million just in the Atlanta area. We're gonna eventually be on Xfinity TV and other platforms across the country, across the world. At the same time, still be on radio with BGN and the 10 stations and 191 countries. So, of course, I just want to thank God for all of that, for being able to be on this platform and to be able to continue to grow. Now, introducing my right hand man, as you can see, Mr. Cowboy Lover himself. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Voiceover Extraordinaire, Mr. Do It All, Jacob the Great. What's going on, fam?
What's up, man? What's up, man? Glad to be in the land of the living, man. So, we here, man. We here for sure.
Okay. Yeah, so, man, let's get it. First of all, I want to thank everybody who has supported us over the years and had our back during this situation. We've been around like 4 years now, and I want to appreciate everybody for always supporting us in what we do. And we're going to continue to grow this thing out. So first, man, I want to talk first, man. I want to get into this whole Jordan Child situation. So for people that don't know about Jordan Child, the Olympics has been amazing to me. This has been probably, I would say, the best Olympics that I've seen. And I've been watching Olympics since I was a kid. And this is the best, I would say, from a competitive standpoint. Because normally you have one or two people dominating, where it was a Carl Lewis, or a Jack Jordan Kersey, or Michael Phelps, Usain Bolt. You know what I'm saying? You have, whether it was, the 92 Dream Team, or if it was that team or that player, whatever. But these last couple of weeks has been like upsets and people who never won, and you're watching a race and somebody get ahead of the race, and next thing you know they get hawked down without in an unbelievable fashion in the last 30-40 meters of a race or something. But what I want to talk about today is a tragedy, because this young lady, Jordan Childs, I think this is her first Olympic. It might be her second one, but this is her first opportunity to really win something. And she won the gold medal with the team, but she had a chance to win a medal as on the floor competition as a solo participant. And so what happened, I know you said you didn't see it, so I'm going to explain to people who didn't see what happened. So doing the floor exercises, the way it kind of works is at the end, of course, they judge on it. So what happened was something happened during her competition where she had a point that was taken away from her doing her routine that shouldn't have been taken away from her, where her team thought it shouldn't have been. So her coaches went to the judges and said, "Can you review this? We go back and review, because we feel like y'all took a point y'all shouldn't take it." Now in that situation, it's what you would call you taking a chance. So she was in 5th place at the time. If they could have they could have even gone back and took another point if they found other discretions. So it's kind of like my bag. It's kind of like it's kind of different from like football or basketball. So when you're watching a football or basketball game, what usually happens is if let's say doing a football play or something, somebody gets held doing the play, but only thing you're looking for is the pass interference, or you're looking for something else. You're looking for a drop ball. Let's say you're looking for a fumble or a catch, but then on doing the play, you see something else wrong. But you
Right.
can't go back and change that. You can't say, well, he held first or they was offside first before this happened, which I think you should be able to do. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're gonna get a play right, get it right, no matter what it is. But in this situation, in the Olympics, if they go back and judge, they can actually look at everything and then say, okay, well, we should have took out. So we could have to take another point for this part. So what happens was they added a point, whatever it was, a tenth of a point. She was like a tenth or two behind the third place person. So whatever they added a tenth or two of point to her score, which made her the third place winner, which made her the bronze winner. Now, so of course, people were going online. If you actually watch the competition that last day, you eh, I'm gonna play devil's advocate, or I'm gonna look at it from both sides. You could look at it and say, oh, we could see how people would believe this was a setup, it was favoritism, it was whatever. Because if you watch that last night of competition, you can tell them girls was tired. Not
Mm-hmm.
just US, across the board. Everybody was making mistakes. Like on what they call it on the when the thing that what they call it on the what's it called, kind of the horse thing or whatever. It's not called a horse thing, but it looks like something you would ride if you was on a horse, like you was doing a mechanical horse. The when you have to do all the whatever. So a lot of the low that and the thing when you walk across that single beam, a lot of mostly all the gymnasts was falling off of that. When they were on the other thing where they had to do all the turning and flipping around with the handle thing or whatever, they was falling left and right off of that. Even Simone Biles failed. Even Simone Biles on um her last competition, she did her one of her flips and she landed out of bounds a couple of times. So everybody was tired mentally and was making a lot of mistakes. But my problem is here it is. What's it been 3 or 4 days later? And they're saying that basically her coaches asked for this review after the minute time frame. So it's like basically in a sport, you have a certain amount of time. Like in basketball or football, is usually before the next play. So in Olympic competition, in this particular thing, that they only had a minute to dispute what happened, and it went past that minute, and the judges still granted them. The went back and looked at what happened. I guess the judges didn't realize they went past the minute or whatever. So they went back and and basically reviewed it, gave her the point. Now they're saying that being it was after the time frame of them judging, supposed to be able to judge, they want to take the point back and strip her of her medal. Now, I'm gonna say this before I give it to my brother. If this was a drug related, if this was cheating, if it was something else in this scenario, I get it. But in this scenario, this is a mistake the judges made, and they should have to fall on that sword, not Jordan Childs or whatever. Even the girl that she was going to tie that was in third said we could share this thing together because she knew it wasn't Jordan Childs' fault. Matter of fact, Jordan Childs didn't even know her coaches had asked for the judgment. They did it on their own. She took her pill and was going to swallow it, and they asked for the judgment. So and then now she's on social media and they've been threatening her and bashing her and coming at her since when she has removed herself from social media because of her mental health. And so that's what it really disturbed me to hear and see about this today. So what's your thoughts on this, Jacob?
Well, I think that they always trying to do something, man. That like it's crazy, man. Like, how could she be penalized because it's the judge's fault? Like, that makes no sense to me. Makes no sense at all.
None.
And so something really has to be done by the man. They definitely. I know they should have a Olympic board that reviews things and stuff like that, man. Because the judge is a judge, but a judge is not on the board, the executive board
Mm-hmm.
of the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I think they have what they call the IOCC or something
hmm
that goes back and reviews some of this stuff. That's why a lot of times when you see in a competition, you've seen it a lot this week in the track and field where they're running. and somebody bumps somebody else, either intentionally or on purpose or by mistake or whatever, and then they go back, they get disqualified. You don't even know they got disqualified until they get requalified. So you'd be like, oh, such and such got disqualified for bumping or knocking somebody over, and then they go back and they protest it, and then they get reinstated back into the race for the next race or whatever. So just like it was a guy last night, he failed. I think it was a South African guy, and he must have got tripped, so he wasn't going to be able to finish the race. And they reinstated him. They allowed him to be in the next race, but I think they suspended or they eliminated the person who tripped him or whatever. So these type of things happen in Olympic competition as easily. And something I didn't know that they just started. I don't know how long ago they started it, but if anybody can tell me when they started it, back in the day when you had a false start, you got one chance and you could, go again. Now Olympic competition, if you have a false start, you automatically eliminate. You're like you eliminated what they call it. You're eliminated under protest, so you can still run the race, but you have to go back and get reinstated back for the next race if you have a false start or whatever. Because I've seen it happen in Olympic trials. And there's one like girl, I forgot the girl the other day. She almost got eliminated, but it was the person who shot the gun's fault because she put her hand up saying basically, I'm a hold up, I'm not ready, and she almost got eliminated for that or whatever. But they fixed it and squared it away. But I didn't know that you can't even have a false start in the races no more. That's why you see sometimes these runners get these slow starts because because they're afraid to get a false start. So they rather start late when they hit a gun, basically, uh, 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 instead of starting early and get eliminated. So I didn't know that's something they implemented into the Olympics. Um, but so what's your thoughts up to this point for what you have watched? What's your thoughts on the Olympics?
Oh man, all I can say is this right here. If you didn't like track and field before this Olympics, and you watch that track and field this Olympics, man, hey man, I felt like I seen some jets out there. I feel like I seen some cheetahs out there. I feel like I seen people running so fast, bro, until they look like dots running. I said, ain't no way in the world these women run that fast, man.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah,
and then to see them women run that fast and jump over them hurdles like that, man. I'm like, Lord
yeah,
have mercy,
yeah.
man.
That hurdle competition is crazy to me. Like that, for them to jump over them hurdles and run that fast without knocking them hurdles down. I think I might have seen maybe two of the races out of all of them. Where I seen one person hit the hurdle so hard that they just pretty much. The thing about the hurdle race, the thing about the 100 meter or the hurdle race, especially the 100 meter, whatever, that's different from any other race. Like let's just say you're doing a 100 meter dash straight up. If you fall, you can still get up and finish the race. The 100 meter race, you can't. 110 meter race with the hurdles, you can't do that because
Yeah.
your momentum have to be built up to jump over each hurdle. So you can't once you hit them hurdles, once you hit that hurdle and you trip and fall over one of those things, that's it. It's a wrap. You gotta walk over to the sideline and walk a shame. You know what I'm saying? And I seen one person happen to him. I think it was last night's competition. One of the races where somebody hit that hurdle and basically it was over with. You know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Boy,
So
I said to myself, boy, this right here, boy, was something else, man. And man, to to really, watch the gymnasts and the swimmers and man, just to watch how good people from overseas has gotten with professional basketball, in the last 20 years is really amazing, man. And
yeah,
and me watching the 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 final Olympic game with the pro basketball for the gold medal, and to me to really see how France was built in and how
Mhm.
a women his comrades is built, man. It was amazing, man, because you know ain't ain't no beating France by 30. That's for sure. You know what I mean? Because if people ever watch them play, to get to that point where they played the USA team, them boys are super talented, super good, man. You know what I mean? And the kid, the kid Victor, Wembley, he only 20 years old, man. If he's this good at 20 years old, he can dribble the ball. He can shoot the three. He got a nice little 17 footer. He can rebound. He'll dunk on you, and he play defense. And you ain't gonna bring the ball to the cup easy with him up under that basket because he blocking everything.
Mhm.
Like like he up next. Like you said, he up next.
Yeah, yeah. Let me say this. I love Ant Man. I think Ant Man, Shay, certain ones is right there with being one of those top 5 players in the world over the next 5 to 10 years. But think about an Ant Man. Think about a Shay. We've seen that before. We've seen that in Michael Jordan. We've seen that in Kobe Bryant. We've seen that in other athletic guards when it comes to a Shea or whoever. We've seen that before. Not to say they're not great in their own way, but we've seen that prototype.
Uh huh.
What we've seen out of Wimby and everything that he can do encompass, he's like Dirk. He's like Kevin Durant. He's like I mean, he's like Sabonis, like old Sabonis. He's like all these players, and like a Dikembe or somebody. Like when it comes to blocking the shot and defending the rim, he's like all these players rolled up into one. Like that's why I said he's up next because when he really develops everything, like really put it all together, and has the knowledge of the game and how to really play it, and then Pop actually lets him loose because Pop was only playing him like 28 minutes a game. Pop gets to playing him like 35 minutes, 38, 35 to 38 minutes a game. Oh my God. You talking about put
Yeah.
it like
So
this.
and then what's so interesting about it? He was only playing about 25 to 28 minutes a game, right? And he still
Mm-hmm.
won Rookie of the Year. And the stats of his rookie season is out of this world, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Because he should have won defensive player of the year too. That's the thing. He
Right.
won rookie of the year. But I just think that the NBA just didn't want to give him that NBA defensive player of the year just because it's unheard of for a rookie to get that type of award that early. It might have been with maybe one other player to get that award in the history of the NBA, maybe one or two players.
Right.
And I can't even think off the top of my head right now, but I think it goes back to maybe like the 70s or somebody. Back in the 70s or early 80s that somebody won that award as a rookie. So that's just that's one of the things where it's like, oh, you know how they'll say he got plenty of time to win this award and
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
that, and the third. You know what I mean? But let me say this though. And everybody wants to compare the 92 team to this team. And I'm gonna say this. And what you just said made like kind of falls with what I'm about to say. Next 28, the NBA team, the Olympic team, we in trouble. We in deep trouble. Because the thing about these other teams have caught up to the USA. It took LeBron to be consistent over 10 games. It took Stephen Curry the last 2 games to dominate. It took Kevin Durant one of the games to be able to have a big time game. And it took people like AD, Bam Adebayo, Derek White, Drew Holiday. It took these players to have moments throughout games, whether it was defensive, whether it was making what I'm saying, getting a rebound, a steal, making a big shot here and there. It took a collective effort. Everybody, I see people that hate and saying, oh, Curry saved LeBron. And I'm like, first of all, did y'all watch all the games? LeBron was the most consistent player on the floor throughout every single game. You know what I'm saying? Stephen Curry just showed up this last game and this game. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, no, he didn't. Nobody. First of all, LeBron shouldn't even have been in that position. You know what I'm saying? It should have been really. It should have been Ant Edwards. It should have been Jason Tatum. It should have been Joel Embiid. It should have been AD. It should have been Derek White. It should have been those Tyrese Halliburton. It should have been those players that should have been dominating this whole run. And LeBron, KD, and Steph should have just been like complementary players that kind of helped everything along. But if you looked at the last few games, the OGs had to dominate for them to win. Kevin Durant and if you watch the last game, Kevin Durant, Steph, and LeBron pretty much put on a show all in a different ways to help them win that last game before the championship.
So what does that say about the future of the NBA, the young
Huh?
fellas of the NBA? So what does that say about the future of the NBA going into the next Olympics? Because LeBron will be good and retired by then. KD will be good and retired by then. Steph might be playing, but I don't think he will, bro. Because in 4 years, Steph will be 40 years old.
Exactly. And KD might not. He might still be playing, but he dang sure. I doubt he's gonna go to another Olympics.
No,
You know what I'm saying? At that point, so
I think that was it. And then, man, Anthony Davis will be good and ready to retire by the time the next Olympics come. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
So these other players gotta step up. And man, I just want to say this. I like Joel Embiid, man, but when I look in the dictionary and look up the words clumsy, his picture gonna be beside it.
Hey,
Man, how you
he did not even fit on this team. He should have play for France because he didn't fit on this team at all.
Man, how you that big, man, and you just can't keep no balance. You just be falling down like somebody push you out of rocking chair. I'm like, Lord have mercy, man.
Yeah, he looked like he's supposed to be in a rocking chair. That's nothing. Joel Embiid, he gonna be looking like Moses Malone at the end and Robert Parrish in the next 4 years. So I don't think he's gonna be better. He's gonna be better in the NBA in the next 4 years.
And then they revoke your citizenship or your country. You can't go back. You got a lot going on, bro. You got a lot going on, man. And man, I'm just glad that they got the goal. I'm super excited. And what I was glad to see is people like Scottie Pippen, people like Melo, people like Stephon Marbury. I was so glad to see them support the U.S., man. You know what I mean? And I know as LeBron and KD and all of them look to the stands and seeing all them people, man, that are NBA legends out there supporting them, even in the WNBA, the WNBA legends out, the WNBA legends out there support them that's retired and stuff like that, man. I know they really had to be like, man, this is great. You know what I mean? To really have that support for people that you look up to and people that you watched growing up and took some of their game and put it in with yours and just to have them support you, on your Olympic journey is great.
Yeah, and the thing about it is everybody want to compare, but I'm just like, at the end of the day, they did what they came to do. They won. Who cares if they won by 30, 40? See, people got to realize there's something. 92 Dream Team to the overseas players was like seeing Michael Jackson, seeing Prince, seeing Big Jagger. Seeing these phenomenal, these mega stars that you've never thought you would see before. So most of them players were starstruck, and basketball-wise, they wasn't close to being on the level they needed to be to even compete with the USA team. Right. So now these players today, a lot of them play with them every night in the NBA. So they're not going to be starstruck. They're not going to be scared. They're going over there telling their teammates overseas, like, listen, we can compete with these guys. We can beat these guys if we come together. I know how these players play every night. So at the end of the day, and then the overseas teams play all year long. So they already have a chemistry built and everything else. Now, let's just say the USA team was to play like the overseas teams where they played all year. They would probably win most of them games by 30 or 40 points. But they don't. So they got 2-3 weeks to come together to try to win the way they're going to win. But my scary part is in the next 4 years, who's going to be that dominant? Who's going to be them alpha dogs that's going to go out there that's going to take over those games? It's going to be Ant. Because you got to think, Wemby somewhere on another team, Jokic on another team, Doncic, they one of those other teams. So who's going to be the American players that's going to come in and dominate and take over like they supposed to? And I'll
Right.
say this: shout out to Quincy Wilson, 16-year-old kid who was on the 4x100 relay last night. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to him to be able to go out there and and run. Of course, he didn't from that point. He didn't really do well, but he did well by being able to be there. And but
Just to be able to qualify at 16 years old is phenomenal.
it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
Right.
So they was able to still get in after his slow start. The other three players were still able to make up for his time, and they was able to get out of it. I didn't see the relay today. I don't know if you've seen it or not to see if they won today. But yeah, they got some fast dudes on that
Yeah,
particular relay
they
team.
won today.
Yeah, they got some fast dudes on that relay team
Yeah. Yeah,
or
man.
whatever.
Hey
So yeah,
man,
so
look, I haven't seen, man, I'm gonna say growing up watching Carl Lewis and Hussein Bolt and people like that, man. And but my most rememberable Olympics, man, was when Carl Lewis and all them cats used to run, man.
hmm
And then just to just to be clear, I heard a track coach say this on TikTok. He said, "I'm Deion Sanders' age, and I ran track at University of Florida when Deion was at Florida State." He said that Deion could have qualified for the Olympics. He said when Tyreek Hill was in college, he probably could have qualified. And he said one player that did qualify was James Jett. He just didn't run.
hmm
He said so. It's some NFL players that ran track in college as well that could have qualified for the Olympics. And he said that see how fast them boys is. He know they grew up playing some other sport as well, because you can tell by the agility, their stances. A lot of people know how to run. I had a track coach tell me when I was in high school. He said we got some fast boys at this school. They know how to run, but they don't know how to run. He
hmm
said he used to tell me running is a technique.
hmm
Um, I had a homeboy by the name of Corey Daniels, man. When shout out to Coach Gould, Ezekiel Gould, and when when Coach Gould got a hold of him, man, it's like he was a whole different runner, boy. Like
hmm
when I tell you, man, people who take their track and field serious and know what each stride mean, and some people just can flat out run, but a lot of people don't know the techniques of sprinting. You know what I mean? So it's a difference, man. It's a difference.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of cats can shoot a basketball, but when they work with a coach that teach them how to really shoot the basketball, how to pump it, how to really flick their wrist so the shot can follow through. That's a whole different animal, and we seen that on all the leadership that Steph Curry daddy taught him, because people
hmm
forget, man. Dale Curry had a trigger, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
You
to
know?
work with your dad since you 5 or 6 years old, man, and to for him and his brother to work with his dad for that long, and I know his brother's not getting him, but his brother is a good role player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so so to have a respected shooter that people like a Reggie Miller respect, people like Isaiah respect, people like Chris Mullin respect, like all these guys respected that Charlotte
Yeah.
team when it was Glenn Rice and Dale and Kendall Gill and Alonzo Mourning and LJ, like Dale Curry was the respected OG on the team. You know what I mean?
hmm hmm
And
Yeah.
so
See, think about too is when you talk about the technique. If you look at like Noah Lyles, Noah Lyles is the perfect example of technique, because when Noah Lyles won that 100-meter dash, he knew when to lean in at that very last second to be able to get his torso across the win. So
Mm-hmm.
people didn't. This is something I learned in the Olympics because it was so many close races this year. I didn't, a lot of people I'm just looking at because I'm watching it. I'm thinking, well, dude, like he got his foot across first or whatever. And they was like, no, it's not about your foot. Your torso has to be the first thing to cross, like for you to get that win. And I'm like, oh, okay. So he knew at that last particular second to lean in just enough to get that win. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like a horse race. When you see I don't know if you remember that movie back in the day, it was called Hot Trot or something like that, when the horse had the big teeth and it was a talking horse. And the horse at the end won the race because his tooth stuck out. And
I remember
they
what you're
did a
talking about.
photo finish. They did a photo finish and they seen the tooth come out right at the end on the frame or whatever. So
Right.
that's kind of how close this race was. It was like he won by a tooth or whatever. But it was a phenomenal thing to see. My shout out to Gabby Thomas and Messiah Russell who broke the record last night. All the records that was being broken, all the great races, the comebacks. You know what I'm saying? It was just a phenomenal. I was more than pleased with the Olympics this year. The 2021 Olympics, for whatever reason, was boring. I guess because there was no crowd. I don't really can't. I don't really know why the 2021 Olympics was it was like poorly. It was just poor. It was a poor performance. Just seemed like to me all the way around. But this year would made up for 2021. Definitely made up for it.
Right. And man, I just really want to know, man. Has Sha'Carri Richardson been running like that her whole life? Like, I just would like to see some tapes of her in high school, man. Like, because the way she run, man. Listen, man.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, yeah. Somebody might step up and beat her, every now and then, but it don't don't think that you're gonna beat her 3-4 times in a row. That ain't gonna happen.
No.
No,
Yeah, that girl right there is phenomenal. And the thing I'm gonna say about this about Noah Lyles, the crazy part about it was, and I know he kind of was disappointed a little bit that he didn't win that last race, but he ran that race. He raced basically being sick. He already
COVID.
had problems with asthma. Then you get COVID on top of that, and for him to still compete and get a bronze medal says a lot about him as a competitor. Because a lot of players, a lot of runners athletes might have just bowed out, understanding like I'm sick, and he actually was having real issues. It wasn't like he just had COVID and he wasn't having issues. He was having breathing issues and stuff. I think in whatever the night before going up into this, and he still ran that race and became with that bronze. So kudos to him to be able to still compete because he was supposed to compete in the race last night when they lost the 4x100. He was supposed to think I beat an ankle leg on that, but by that time he was too sick to run. So
Right.
that might have been a different outcome if he would have ran. So
And
anyway,
and I want to say shout out to all the WNBA players that represented. And man, Asia Wilson still that dog. She's still a dog, boy. Boy,
well, you said WNBA player.
yeah, boy, it's gonna be tough to beat Asia Wilson, boy. Hey,
Yeah.
man, when you have 25-12, damn near every game, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man, she animal,
So
boy.
their game tomorrow, right? They play today or their game's tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow, yeah, and
Okay.
I'm gonna say this, man. It seems like Dawn Wilson, Asia Wilson, she's a product of Dawn Staley. Boy, look at here, man. Look here, boy. Man, listen, man. Listen, and then you got Grandmama out there, Diamond
Ooh.
Rossi.
Oh yeah, that's
She,
my girl right there.
she's still 240 years old, shooting their eyes out.
Hey, they're still out there getting to
Yeah,
the
boy,
bag,
she is.
getting to the basket,
Yeah,
getting.
yeah,
See,
she
see,
still.
see the LeBron James. She the LeBron James of the WNBA. You
Yeah,
ask me.
but boy, this chick Brianna Stewart, boy, look at her.
Yeah. Basel. Yeah. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Yeah, Basel. Yeah. He definitely was balling out there. Didn't he play for like Phoenix or somebody last year? Or
I
wasn't
think
he
he
in
did.
the,
Yeah,
he was in
he's
the
in it.
NBA at
He's
one
in.
time?
Yeah,
But
yeah, he's
yeah,
in
he
it. I think
definitely.
I think he's in the NBA, but I think he got hurt last year, man.
Yeah, because he said if he get another call to come back, he'll definitely take the call. But he playing overseas now. He gonna definitely get a call. You know what I mean? Because him and that other kid from was it South Sudan? They got
Yeah,
a
man.
triple double. I
Yeah,
think he gonna get a call. That's the thing about this Olympics too. Is you seen players from overseas that could really ball. You know what I'm saying? That now you may see them in the NBA next year because
yeah.
some of these players can
But
really
see,
ball.
the thing about South Sudan, those two dudes that was hooping, they played for the University of Kentucky. And and and
Okay.
and, I think they on year 2 in the NBA, man. But one of my homeboys, he from over there, was not that area, but he from Ghana. He said, man, listen, man, all through Africa, bro, what Lou Aldin has did, man, it's never been done before. How he
Mm-hmm.
invested his own money, man, and built these gyms and built a school and man, is working with these players. He said, I tell you what, the next Olympic, they better be ready
Mm-hmm.
because they
Oh
coming.
yeah. I'm,
They
tell,
coming.
I'm telling you, but they better make sure they get it right with the 12-man roster in 2028. Because I'm telling you, if they don't get that roster right, America might not even they might not even medal in 2028 if they don't get it right. That's how good these other teams are. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? We can talk about the 92 team and this team and that team, but them other teams overseas, I'm telling you, these jokers is coming and
yeah,
they hungry. They want that medal bad. Like it took America everything they had today to win today's game. You know,
yeah,
and last game. They shouldn't have really won. The last game they had no business winning the last game. But when I was watching the first half of that game, I said America need to be ashamed. I said they need to be ashamed of themselves. They ain't come out with no energy. Nobody was playing no defense. I said this don't make no dang sense. Do they understand that this is a one and done? This ain't no 7-game series. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they definitely got to get it right. But
because
yeah, like I said,
they was talking about that Olympic team that Melo was on. I said them boys would have killed this team. I said I don't know, but yeah,
what
man.
what what year you talking about? Oh
I
08?
think that 2012. I think.
Oh, okay, yeah. You talking about with Melo, LeBron? I think Wade was on that
Yeah,
team.
yeah,
Uh, who else was on that team? I don't think KG was on that one. Yeah, but I know, yeah, that team, 08 and 12 was probably the best two. Well, and the thing about it is people don't realize the 96 team was good too. They don't
yeah,
talk about enough about the 96 team.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody talk about the 92 team, but the 96 team has some great players on it.
Man,
You know what I mean?
I tell people all the time, man. I said these teams are so stacked now because everybody is done chasing Jordan. Back in '92 and '96, people just fascinated with Mike. They was fascinated with Barkley. They was fascinated with Malone. They was fascinated with all the major stars, man. But
Yeah.
I heard somebody say, if you from overseas and you was at the '92 Olympics, people was looking at Mike like they seen a ghost.
Yeah, yeah, exactly what I told you. That was the Michael Jackson Prince. That's how players looked at Michael Jordan and all them, and Magic and all them. They looked at them like Michael Jackson and Prince. But these players don't look at these players now because a lot of them play in the NBA with them. So they don't
Right.
they don't look at these players like they did back then or whatever. When they played in '92, it was 5 players from overseas that was in the NBA. Now they have 65 players. I think Canada alone had 10 NBA players on their team. That's why I was shocked they didn't get here. They had
Right.
10, they had 65 players from the NBA. So think about it. 2028, you probably gonna see about 100 players overseas on these overseas teams that's gonna be in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? The way this thing growing, and you got to think this last draft, shoot, probably most of the first round was a lot of overseas players. The last couple of
But you
you think about the last couple of drafts.
but you know what this Olympics is? This Olympics is gonna make them put NBA teams in Russia, in France, like actually NBA team, because they've been talking
Mm-hmm.
about it for the last 4 or 5 years now about putting NBA teams in places like France and places like where Jokic from and all the places, man, because the NBA is got international players in it. So why not put an actual team over there? You know what I mean? In
Yeah,
those places.
yeah.
And so and that's gonna open up a whole new level of marketing, of business, of basketball, man, and then man, it's gonna give the kids more from overseas something more exciting to look for because I don't have to travel to America. I can get drafted by my own country. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
and,
Yeah,
and play against the finest NBA players. So
exactly.
but facts, Jeff Ron, this is facts, man. Yes, they are in 28. They're gonna need a healthy John Morant and a healthy Zion, and that's a fact. You know what I mean?
Stop it. Stop it, Jim. First of all, it ain't gonna be no healthy Zion. Maybe John Morant, because I think John Morant gonna come back with a vengeance this year. But Zion, come on. When last time Zion been healthy? Zion ain't been healthy since he was 12. You know what I'm saying? Stop. We need to
You
stop
know
this.
what?
We need to stop
You
with
know,
Zion. Zion, he is not gonna be
man,
healthy in no
I
22.
can't. You gotta stop that, man. People root for Zion, man. People love Zion, and
Oh,
and and, and I would say when he's in shape and when he's healthy, sporadically we don't see that a lot, but when we do see it, we be like, oh man, because I remember when he came back and he had dropped 47 pounds. I remember LeBron tweeted like, "Oh my goodness, can we see more of this and more of this?"
so let
I
me let
said,
me. So Jacob, hold on. So Zion, okay, let me think. Zion is what, 25 now? 24, 25?
25 going on 26.
25, 26. So in 28, he's gonna be 30.
Uh huh.
And you don't get healthier as you get older. Like Shannon Sharp would say all the time. You don't get healthier as you get older, and Charles
You
Barkley himself.
you
So if
can.
he gets older as he goes to the age of 30, unless he make this a remarkable change of losing real weight, like you said, he came in shape. I give him credit this year. He came in, he played most of the season, and he pulled his hamstring in the playoffs. Or was it playoffs or
Right
whatever?
before the
Was it the
playoffs.
play?
Right
Yeah, the
before the playoffs.
playoffs. I got
Right.
or the play-in game, was the play-in or playoffs, whatever. So
Right.
I give him credit for doing that. But do I think that he's gonna keep it up enough by time 30, by 28 come around, he's gonna be a part of that team? I don't. It's just like, to me, him and like Leonard, they got to show me something different. Like, you know what I mean? Because when they put Leonard on
Man,
the,
but Kawhi almost been in the league 20 years, man. So Kawhi done has his best years, but Zion only 25, 26. So he got time to make a change, man. But ever since Kawhi did that last, his career went
Mhm.
downhill.
Yeah, you're right, Jeff. It's a lot of first round picks from France this year. That's why I said France is gonna definitely be the team because Wemby, by time 28, maybe Wemby might be the best player in the league
Hey,
by
hey, hey,
28.
hey, hey, man. So man, what do you think? You know I gotta make a joke, man. So
Oh Lord,
so
here it
uh
comes.
so Giannis' brother supposed to be getting a 3-year deal for 90 million. And so I just want to know
You said
if
3 year deal for what, 9 million?
for 90 million,
90 million.
yeah, supposedly.
Who? Now you said
It,
Giannis'
it,
brother?
yeah, it's a rumor that he's gonna get a 3-year deal for 90 million. And so
I'm
I
about, I'm
said
about to
that
walk off. I'm about to get on walk
I
away
I,
from my dog on.
I said, so who is he playing for? The Captain Crunch Badgers? Because it can't be the Bucks.
He ain't gonna play for the Bucks either because he's gonna be on the bench. You know,
Man,
so they gonna start playing him now?
I don't know, man, but I said that Giannis is one of the finest financial brokers I ever seen in my life. Because
You know
if you
how old
give
that Giannis is though? I bet you most people don't even realize how old, what's the name, Tenasis is. Tenasis sound like a foot injury or a
yeah,
foot medicine. Y'all know how old Tenasis is. Tenasis is like 31, 32. He's all it beyond technically, he's already past his prime in those years. Now, of course, in this day and age, most players prime now is like 35, 36, whatever, because of the medicine and everything else that goes involved into it. That's why Steph Curry, Durant, LeBron, all these players can play so long because the medicine and the technology is so better now. But Tenasis, if basically on the average player, the normal player, your prime is probably where he is right now. You know what I'm saying? So, and
Tenacious have made more money sitting on the bench than I've seen anybody in my life. Now, if we really want to talk about load management, he's the load, the management, and the cushion on the bench.
you know what? He's the basketball version of like the kicker. I mean, the punter or the person that like the backup quarterback that holds the ball for the punter for the kicker.
Yeah,
He's like
yeah.
that person who makes make $2-3 million a year, and he don't never get on the field. It'd be like being a backup for like Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, one of these quarterbacks that never got hurt. That's basically what he is. He's like that backup quarterback that plays for a quarterback that never gets hurt.
I
You know what I'm
forgot who they
saying?
said in the NFL, but there's one player in the NFL. He made like 146 million as a backup, and he was a backup for like 11, 12 years.
I know who you talking about. I can't remember his name,
I
but I
said,
can't.
man,
Cause he played in the league for about 20 years. Oh,
yeah.
what probably made that kind of money? What's my man name that played for us a couple of years ago with the beard?
Who you talking about? Oh yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
know who you talking about. I know who you talking about.
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick made a nice pretty penny. I think he made $60-70 million, maybe more in his career, but mostly being a backup. You know what I'm saying? I bet you Tyrod Taylor. I bet you he makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett. They make a lot of money. I mean, they get more time than the average because it seems like every time they play for somebody, the quarterback end up getting hurt for some reason. But
You just think, man, if you've been in the league for 12, 13 years and on a small side as a quarterback, you made about say you made about $7 million a year and then you play backup. But you done paid 12, 13, 14 years. Bro, and you still healthy and you still can walk and you ain't still got no pain in your legs and nothing like that, bro. It's like you lived a good life.
mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like some of these players, man, stealing money. But to what's the name? I'm trying to get his name right.
Tenacious.
Not Tenacious. Tenacious, whatever. He's stealing money because I ain't never seen nothing like this before. You go normally when you have a player that rides the bench.
I haven't seen him do a bounce pass, a layup. I ain't even seen him hand nobody the ball.
Only time you see him jump up is if Giannis gets fouled hard and he want to jump up like he ready to fight. That's the only time, or he cheering when Giannis make a big dunk or a big play in the fourth quarter. Then you'll see him jumping around like a little kid. But other than that,
and then they said a sports blogger said that when Giannis got his big bag, man, he gave all his brothers at least 10 million. Every last one of them. That's
kind of what you're supposed to do.
Hey, listen, man. Like I'll say this, we know. I call to Tenacious, it's like when you first get the bootleg movies from the dude that said the DVDs out the trunk. He's just a bootleg NBA player. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, he a rich bootleg player, but
yeah, man. Because when I see him get that sneaker deal, I said, boy, Giannis the best financial broker in the world, boy.
Yeah, because my thing is this: like, everybody come down on Bronny in the Bron situation with his son. Some people do, but the difference between Giannis' brother and people say, well, Giannis' brother and this is that Giannis' brother is no pressure on him to be great. Nobody ever talks about him being great and being the next one or whatever. Bronny has so much pressure on him just to be good. Forget being great. He has pressure on him just to be average, just to be in the rotation. If Bronny don't even make the rotation, he don't make the rotation on the team, like the 8-9 man rotation, then it's a failure to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Tenacious don't even have to do that. You know what I'm saying? And nobody says a word. You're right, Jeff Brown. He the highest paid. He is the highest paid cheerleader ever played basketball. You ain't never lying about that. Because
Like,
I can't even go back to. I can't even think of players that. Only time you see something like this is when you watching college basketball and you see a player that's been on the team for like 4 years and he never played, and you be like, "Hey, he been in Carolina for like 4 or 5 years. And you know,
man,
never been on the court."
hey man, he the only cheerleader that I know that make more than the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
Probably the highest paid cheerleaders in the game.
Yeah,
Them and the
yeah,
Lakers cheerleaders, they
yeah,
probably the highest paid. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So
yeah.
yeah, man. Shoot, yeah, but hey, but anyway, man, we just spent the whole hour talking about the Olympics.
Yeah, man. I
And
mean, it's a lot to talk about.
yeah, we didn't really get to like nothing else. I mean, you know me, like you know me, I ain't really no NFL preseason
Oh,
fan like that.
I am, man. The next time we talk, man, it'll be toward the end of preseason, but we'll cover all what happened in the preseason. We'll cover the best offensive lineman coming out of college, the best defensive lineman, the best linebackers, the best secondary, and we'll talk about why the Chiefs gave their kicker that much money. He got after all that, he got the bag. He got
You
25
talking about
million
the
for
one? You
3.
talking about the one that was about to be get kicked out of the league?
Man, he got
For,
25 million dollars for 3 years. 25 million for 3 years.
because the Chiefs ain't paying nobody. Think about it. The Chiefs are paying Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce,
And Chris Johnson.
you know what I'm
And
saying,
Chris Jones.
and
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones.
Yeah.
They ain't paying. You know, they said Marquise Brown is the highest paid receiver on the team. He only getting 6.9 million.
Man,
He the highest paid receiver on the team.
they just said that a blogger was talking about, because I was Sparks blog. He said rumor has been said that Andy Reid said that we'll give CD Lamb that money.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk to you about because I seen an article, and matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it up before we get up out of here, just because you know what I'm saying. You keep talking. I'm gonna pull it up this article real quick.
Yeah, so CD Lamb has unfollowed Dallas on X, which is formerly Twitter. And his mother put out a post again. She did it last year. She said, "Pay my baby because Dak ain't it." And so,
Mm-hmm.
and I responded back on Twitter. I said, "Well, ma'am, you don't throw a football, you don't catch a football, so you might just need to stay in your lane unless you're gonna put on a Cowboys uniform and help CD Lamb."
Okay. So let me ask you this question. So they were saying that at this point that teams maybe need re-engage with the Cowboys for a trade.
Uh-huh.
So this was a proposed trade that could happen. Cowboys receive this is the Arizona Cardinals. So the Cowboys receive the 25 first round pick.
Mm-hmm.
They receive the 25 third round pick and some receiver. I don't know. I don't remember this name. This receiver you might know him. Michael Wilson for CD Lamb. Like or don't like? You know,
Jerry ain't
like or
going.
don't like?
No,
No, I'm asking you, do you like or don't like?
I don't.
Okay, and this is the next one. Give you another one. This is Detroit Lions. Same scenario with the picks, but they get Jameson Williams.
Jameson who?
Williams, the one he used to play for. I think he used to be the receiver from I think Alabama. I want to say he was there. I want to say he was there when they won their last national. I think they was going to win the year they lost to what's the year where all the receivers got hurt when they lost to, was it not George? Who they lose when both their
Georgia.
receivers got hurt?
Georgia, because both
Georgia.
receivers, the tight end and the
Yeah.
receivers got hurt. Yeah, Georgia.
Yeah, I think that was the year when Jameson Williamson, I forgot whoever the other receiver got hurt or whatever. So
Maybe. I could see it, but I gotta look up his stats, see what he did, see if he been in the league. You know what I mean?
he last year was he played decent because I think he was hurt the year before that a little bit, but he played pretty good last year.
Okay.
You could tell he got a chance to be something. So the next one, he go another one. Same scenario, Christian Watson from Green Bay.
Now we're talking.
Okay. Now it's another one. I remember this receiver's name. I didn't really see him play last year. Same scenario, Joshua Palmer. I'm not sure who that is.
Me neither.
I think he played for USC, but I have to look that up. Um, um, then the same scenario, last team, same scenario, Patriots, and this player, this receiver, I don't know who this is, Javon Baker. Javon Baker. Do you remember? Do you know that name?
No, but if the Patriots offer CeeDee Lamb what they offer Brandon Ayuk, 32.4 million a year, I think CD will go, bro.
Well, I seen what you was talking about with Brandon Ayuk, and the only thing I can say is I've been through Cleveland a lot of times. I've been all over the country 50 times over. And Cleveland is not one of the places you want to live. You know what I'm saying? And then if you go to it, if put it like this, if I don't care how much money you make, well, I ain't gonna say that, but if as a football player that may have choices, if you go to Cleveland and they suck and you gotta live there, you gonna have some mental health issues. Because Cleveland is one of the worst run down, terrible looking. I don't know what there is to do in Cleveland, but just driving through there is depressing. So
And then
I get why he
and
decided he
then
didn't want to.
somebody said that Lamar would like to play with him, but I said Lamar don't throw the ball enough to play with CD Lamb, man. You got to be a throwing team for CD Lamb to
Yeah,
flourish, bro.
plus he got enough weapons. Like I know he said he would accept the trade to Pittsburgh or whatever, because for whatever reason everybody want to pay for Mike Tomlin, I believe. So he said he would accept the trade to Pittsburgh. I wish we would have stepped up to the plate, but I don't want to give up Terry McLaurin to do it. But if we can add him with Scary Terry, then I would I
Well,
would I would definitely.
I do know this. Andy Reid said, "Yeah, we gonna take him." And if Patrick Mahomes will have to take a pay cut to get CD Lamb, Patty Mahomes will do that, bro. Believe that.
You have to because basically I seen the article where the Chiefs was like, we would love to have him, but we're not gonna give up the farm when we won 2 Super Bowls without having a top receiver. So why would we give him all this money, you know what I'm saying, and give up the farm to get him when we already been successful without having him?
Yeah,
So I don't.
Patrick Mahomes is different, bro.
Yeah,
Like
he may give up some of that bread or spread it down because people don't
yeah,
realize Patrick Mahomes' deal is really structured with a 10-year deal. So, but basically, they after a certain amount of years, they can restructure. So they talk about like after this year or maybe during the season, they may restructure his deal. It's a 10-year deal. He just signed it 2 years ago, and they basically talking about restructuring it already. So I guess it's one of those deals where it's flexible, where they can always go back in and change the deal up or put some money down the road. So if they wanted to get a Brandon Ayuk or whatever, but like I said, Brandon Ayuk, certain players may sit there to the trade deadline. And then
yeah,
when teams look like, ooh, if we get such and such, they'll get us over the hump. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
bro.
So I think that's what's gonna happen with Brandon Ayuk at this
But
point.
I don't. This is what my brother said today, and my baby brother, Cowboys fan too. This is what he said when we was riding. He said we gonna look up and we don't got Dak, we don't got CD Lamb, or we don't got Michael Parsons. He said Jerry gonna
Mm-hmm.
drop the ball just like he dropped the ball with Dez, Amari Cooper, DeMarco Murray. He's just like Jerry is gonna drop the ball because he don't care, man. Jerry's worth $8.8 billion. He don't really care. He feels like
Yeah.
everybody's replaceable. That's how Jerry
Yeah.
feels.
Yeah. He definitely gonna drop the ball, I feel like on. I'll put it to you like I'm gonna tell you this is what my scenario, this is my prediction for y'all. I believe, let's just say for some reason the Cowboys either don't make the playoffs or they get into the first round and lose again. I think Jerry Jones gonna finally say, you know what? I'm not paying none of these guys. I'd rather just trade them to whatever, start off from scratch. Because even like if you look at what CD Lamb situation, he basically telling CD Lamb, you stuck. Because he basically told him, like, basically, you in the franchise, I can put a franchise tag on you, even after this year. So either way, you're gonna be a cowboy. As long as I tell you you're gonna be a cowboy. So at the end of the day, CD Lamb is kind of stuck in his situation.
Yeah,
You
he's
know what I'm
stuck
saying?
cause this is last year on his deal. So you like even if you don't want to come, he gonna stick that franchise tag on you, and you gonna make roughly about 24, 25 million. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Something like 21, 22 million. And so and then next year you'll be able to do what you want to do because you'll be a free agent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so We'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen with all these guys. Brandon Ayuk, CeeDee Lamb. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I wouldn't
yeah,
be surprised if see a few surprise trades throughout the season. You know what I mean? Because think about it is go look at the free agency list when you get the chance. It's a lot of formidable and players that's still out that ain't been signed yet.
yeah.
So all it takes
And,
when he
and,
says to get hurt, or something.
and some good players too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of good players out there. I ain't talking about no secondhand, you know what I'm saying, secondary players that just come in and just whatever. I'm talking about good players out there. Like what your boy Stephon Gilmore, he's still out there.
Yeah,
Justin Simmons still out there. It's
yeah.
it's a lot of players that's still out there for whatever reason they didn't get signed in the offseason. But you guarantee when there's these injuries start to fall, you start to hit. And injuries will hit. We all know it's gonna be injuries.
Oh
And
yeah.
some of these players gonna start to get signed. You know what I'm saying?
Hang on for 1 minute, Icon.
Huh?
Hang on for 1 minute.
All right. But yeah, so um, I definitely think this year's gonna be a lot different. I'm definitely looking forward to when we do our predictions right before the season start. Because I'm really curious a lot about Baltimore when it comes to Derrick Henry and how they're gonna utilize him. Because if Baltimore can't win with having a workhorse like Derrick Henry, with all the running backs they had over the years that kept getting hurt, and they still made it to the AFC Championship game, I don't know if they're ever going to win win a Super Bowl up under Lamar Jackson. Because one of those things is, what else is left for them to do to be able to get over the hump? You know what I mean? So it's no excuses for me besides a major injury to somebody like a Henry or Lamar Jackson for them not to get. And they got receivers now. They got Flowers. They got I think somebody else they picked up in the offseason. Then they drafted another receiver. So they got weapons. So Baltimore really has zero excuse to at least make it to the Super Bowl. Like only other than the Chiefs, they're the only team that should be able to beat Baltimore straight up is the Chiefs. The Josh Allen, I feel like they're gonna struggle because I think that Diggs' loss is gonna be huge. And they lost both their receivers, Diggs and Gabe Davis. And people just like, oh, Josh Allen's still gonna be one of the best in the NFL. He was struggling with them. He was fumbling the ball, turning the ball over. So all of a sudden now y'all think Josh Allen gonna be better without his two best receivers? He is not Patrick Mahomes. He's not that good. He's
That's
not
what
as
they
good as
think.
Patrick Mahomes. No, he's
That what
gonna
they think,
struggle.
Icon.
So, okay. All right. If I'm wrong at the end of the season, I'll say I'm wrong. But I'm telling you, that Joker, no. Right now, I think the Jets gonna win the division. Right now, and only why I don't say Miami, because Miami played terrible in cold weather. But if anything, I feel like the Jets gonna win the division at this point.
Oh,
Unless Aaron Rodgers gets hurt. And I'm just gonna put it, we'll make all our real predictions later. But I'm
oh,
just gonna put it out there. You know what I mean?
oh,
So
oh. A-Rod, huh?
I feel like A-Rod that year off, is gonna help rejuvenate him, and he gonna have something to prove. But think about these older players, these Brady's, LeBrons, Steph Curry. You know what I mean? People like Aaron Rodgers. They got a competitive fire on them. When you doubt them, they show you who they really are. You know what I'm saying? You seen Steph Curry every time he was making a shot in the fourth quarter. He kept looking at. They said he kept looking at Draymond. Don't worry about me. I'm good. Don't worry about me. So in other words, Draymond was probably getting on Steph like, bro, just go play your game. You know what I'm saying? Be aggressive. Quit being so passive and be Steph. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did in the last two games. Steph was being Steph. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't worried about who else. Because like he said, the last game, he said the reason why they would struggle at times because everybody trying to be so unselfish instead of just playing their game. And the only player on the team that's built really not to be selfish is LeBron, because he's played like that his whole life. He's always wanted everybody else to be a part of what's going on. But these other players, that's their whole MO is to score. You know what I'm saying? And to be dominant in that way. So that's why that's why LeBron was able to be consistent all the way through, because that's how he always plays. Other players don't always play like that. You know what I'm saying? They used to being the number one option and being able to get off when they ready to get off. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's not me trying to slight nobody or pick nobody up. I'm just giving you what it really is.
That's
You know what I'm
fact.
saying? That's why you seen what you seen from LeBron, and that's why you seen the struggles from Steph, and you seen the struggles from Ant Edwards or even on Embiid and all these players because they always number one option. Like LeBron is number one option. Don't get me wrong, but he knows how to share the bread. He know how to
Yeah.
share with everybody better than anybody ever done it, other than like a Magic, Jason Kidd, Rondo, players like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain players that know how understand how to get off and share the ball at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, man, like I said, man, great show. Gets through the drop, man. Like, it's been a minute. You so good at doing that dang drop. I'm like,
man, we want to thank y'all for tuning in with the 901 Sports Podcast and TV Network powered by Zeno FM and the Village Global Network and VGN TV. We're tapped in 191 countries and counting. And so we just want to thank y'all for tuning in, and shout out to, Tiffany Real, T-Dubs Entertainment, Independent Chicks, and, just stay tuned for more important messages.
Yes. So thank y'all for coming on tonight, checking in with us. We'll probably be back in 2 weeks. We want to get like an initial show out the way. It's been like a month and a half. And sometimes me and my brother just need to like rest, rejuvenate, because we both of us got a lot going on at times. And, we want to give y'all the best version of ourselves. So we try to take breaks when we need to. So and then at the same time, we don't want to be stagnant. We don't want to be redundant, and we don't want to be basically, we don't want to have the energy that's necessary to do this. You know what I mean? Or whatever. So I thank y'all for those out there who support us and patient with us and to keep rolling with us, because, we trying to be 2028. Our goal is to be at the Olympics covering or doing something. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might see us at the NFL draft or something. Who knows?
All
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we out of here. Y'all have a blessed night. See y'all on the next one.
Peace.
People seen it, but they just don't know.
What I told you, Cutter.
People seen it, but they just don't know. People seen it, but they just don't know.
Huh?
People,
Let's go.
people.